in this circumstance, he says, like, I don't want to be like that congressperson and, you know, get caught with 12-year-olds. So the only number that is left here is either 13, 14, 15, or 16. We know he has said he's open to the 16. It seems like his lower limit is 16. Like, if I'm being charitable to Donald Trump here.
Welcome to the Daily Show. Me, nombre, Jon Stewart. We got a great show for tonight. Later on in the program, we're going to be joined by Dr. Patrick Soon-Shiong, famed cancer researcher and the owner of the Los Angeles Times. Perhaps he and I will be doing the Los Angeles Times crossword together on the program. Which, in my humble opinion, is subpar. Yeah, that's right. You heard me. Los Angeles Times crossword puzzle. 4-letter word. I love blank. Lucy. It's Lucy. Look, there's a lot going on in the world right now. Obviously, that includes the major media news that everyone is talking about. I'm referring, of course, to the new Devil Wears Prada movie. I mean, Anne Hathaway grew out her signature bangs for the sequel? I don't even know what I'm watching. There was also big news in the world of late-night television, and we'll get to that later. No booing, not tonight. No, we're not going to boo tonight. We're going to listen to the sound bites. It's almost too important to boo. All right. But first, if Donald Trump was hoping that this would be the weekend, that the Jeffrey Epstein story would finally go away, this would not be that weekend.
A stunning story raising new questions about Trump's past relationship with the late sex offender Jeffrey Epstein.
But I still have all the old questions that haven't got, and those questions might go bad. But go on.
President Trump is lashing out at the Wall Street Journal for claiming that he once sent a 50th birthday card to financier Jeffrey Epstein that contained a Bawdy doodle.
Bawdy!
My God, a Bawdy doodle. At long last, sir, have you no decency? What are we doing the news in Victorian England now? This scallywag sent me a ribald daguerreotype. My God, alert the constable. That's all you got, Bawdy doodle? How bad can it be?
And it's a cryptically written letter, a crude drawing.
It contains several lines of typewritten text framed by the outline of a naked woman.
A pair of small arcs denotes the woman's breasts.
And the future president's signature is a squiggly Donald below her waist, mimicking pubic hair.
Pubic hair! Oh my God, you broke Blitzer! Pubic hair! Ah! By the way, not to be, you know, the grammar police, but it's pubic hair. Pubic hair, that's the way, the inflection. Pubic hair. Pubic hair! What's the deal with all the... Now, a billionaire sending another billionaire a birthday card with a playful, nudie cartoon isn't incriminating in and of itself. It's really the creepiness of the sentiments expressed. Ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, our lead, Meryl Streep, was unavailable tonight. So, performing tonight's creepy birthday card, please welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Nicole Wallace.
Voiceover. There must be more to life than having everything, the note began. Donald. Yes, there is, but I won't tell you what it is. Jeffrey. Nor will I, since I also know what it is. Donald. We have certain things in common, Jeffrey. Jeffrey, yes, we do, come to think of it.
Things in common. Could be anything. You could write all kinds of things you have in common inside the outline of a naked woman. We're both gluten intolerant. You both prefer window seats on airplanes to private.
I think it's an abdication of journalistic responsibility that we have not seen this Bawdy doodle. Okay? I can't be the only one who wants to see the hair. Donald Trump's signature written like it's pubic hair. I need to see it. I have to see it. Because now that I've seen more doodles of Donald Trump, who is a big ass doodler, like I had no idea he was a doodler. Okay. I thought he was a diddler. He's diddled a lot, quite a bit. Okay. He is a court-sanctioned diddler, but I did not know he was a doodler. So now that he is both diddling and doodling, I need to see the doodles. I've seen the diddles. I need to see the doodles.
Eyelids, oh God. I hope Act 2 of this play doesn't make it worse.
Donald, enigmas never age. Have you noticed that? Jeffrey, as a matter of fact, it was clear to me the last time I saw you. Donald, the pal is a wonderful thing. Happy birthday. And may every day be another wonderful secret.
What?
What did I tell you? Every day is another wonderful secret. I threw up in my own mouth. I don't even know what any of this means, but I do know that every line in that card sounds like the password you have to use to get into the orgy in Eyes Wide Shut. Donald, we have certain things in common. Jeffrey, enigmas never age. All right, gentlemen, come on in and grab a mask. I gotta say, for that birthday card, how much must it have sucked to be the next guy in the office that had to sign that Epstein birthday card? You want me to sign it right by the pubic hair or by the just the little titties? What do you want? I'm just gonna write here's to 50 more. Now, MAGA World, as you know, is demanding the Epstein files, and yet somehow still has lined up behind Trump to defuse this apparently specific file. Starting with the fact that Trump couldn't have written that birthday card. He doesn't know all the words.
I can't wait for your world to crumble around you. You scum-sucking yourself, you terrorist-loving, bathroom tile-licking R-word. This guy's got to be like, this is at least a 37-year-old. Okay? This is a 37-year-old, most likely to do a rage bait video, front-facing camera, skin-tight Oakleys, seatbelt unbuckled, driving on the freeway, angrily ranting, like 100%. Failed out of basic, but could have been something. Holy R-word, lol. Holy, you're pathetic as shit. You have it on stream, but you criticize others for having another world leader. I'd actually love to race you. Oh my God, he's confirming. He is confirming. He's 33. Oh, you found him? God damn, that's fast. Jesus Christ. You found his PC build? How do you even find this PC build? Okay, I said 37. He's 33. So we're the same age. I'd actually love to race you. World leader. You have it on stream. Benjamin Netanyahu is currently the biggest on the planet, dumbass. I like that for these guys, 19 fucking Yemen is the arch, but the International Criminal Court ordained war criminal Benjamin Netanyahu currently doing a genocide. He's just a world leader. Like, that is wanted by international organs of justice. Okay, their OPSEC is clean. Yeah. From his Twitch profile, chat rules, no racism, sexism, or discrimination of any kind, period. Cursing is allowed, as long as it's not aggressively targeted at another viewer, a mod, or myself. Let's all be cool to each other. Good vibes only, brother. Israel is sketch for sure, but Iran ain't better, dude. Netanyahu sucks, yeah, but so does Hamas and the Houthis. Yo, he sucks. Hamas legit steals aid and you blame Israel. First of all, why do you think Netanyahu sucks then? Because that's a lie that Netanyahu just says without any evidence whatsoever. There literally is not true. And yet you still believe him. So maybe you have also come to the recognition that you can't defend Netanyahu, even though you tried to do it subtly here by just simply calling him a world leader. Okay? Oh, Hamas legit steals aid. Nope, not true. You blame Israel. Yes, I blame Israel for what it does, which is genocide. Okay? Yo, he sucks. Yo, he sucks, but Hamas is trash. Netanyahu sucks. Yeah, so does Hamas and the Houthis. No, Netanyahu sucks. Okay? And anyone that resists against Israel's genocide is in the right. It's that simple. No matter how brown or how Muslim they are, they're still in the right. And I think you are slowly but surely coming to that recognition too, which is why you have to at least like admit that Netanyahu sucks now, so you don't look like the biggest Israel rider in oblivion. You can't even get yourself to like openly defend, even though you have Israel's in your mouth currently. Like, cough it out first. Netanyahu sucks, but also, you know who else sucks? The people who are trying to stop the genocide. He's just sketch, dude. Israel's just sketch. But sure, but Iran ain't better, dude. Why can't you admit they're both awful? Because I'm not a moron. Seriously? You do know the Iranian government is directly responsible for Hamas. I don't think you understand, okay? There is literally no moral playing field where Israel and Hamas are operating on the same even playing field, okay? These are worlds apart from one another, okay? Israel is a million times worse than Hamas ever could be theoretically in the future, potentially if they had arms, okay? They're not on the same planet. That's it. It's not even a question. One side is doing it. The other side is actively smoking the Nazi soldiers that are conducting this. I'm not going to spend a lot of time shitting on the people that are actually defending their goddamn homes, despite the fact that they are being brutalized and slaughtered by the hundreds every day. Okay? You, on the other hand, are a pussy. You fantasize about defending your home, defending your family, but you see a bunch of, you're scared of BBC. British Broadcasting Corporation, sorry, not channel. What is this? You read him to filth? Stop. Enough. We've made enough jokes about this guy, okay? Also, Skin Tight Oakley's 100% correct. That was a lock. That was a straight up lock. You made him go nonverbal. He's still thinking about that BBC. That's why. He's like, I love how close the big black cocks thing was to him freaking out about immigration and how it must stop. That's awesome. Like, amazing. This is why you make haters for life, Abi Jesus, I guess. What is this? This is a different person, right? Yeah. This is not the same guy. Maybe he has a humiliation kink and he just made him get off, so now he has post-nut clarity. I think it's okay to sometimes make jokes about people who just come in here and their starting point is that I'm like a terrorist, you know what I mean? This chat is low-key so toxic. Yeah, we are. We are, for sure. If you come in here and you call me a goddamn terrorist because I'm criticizing the state of Israel, and then you routinely try to do this wishy-washy, like middle-of-the-road bullshit where you're like, well, Israel's kind of sketch, but Hamas are terrorists. Yeah, of course you're going to get a little bullied, you know? Don't be a pussy about it. There's motherfuckers in other people's chats being like, we need to stop immigration entirely. Also, big black penises are constantly on my mind. And like, what? We're not supposed to laugh at that? We're not supposed to make jokes? We can't do that? Yeah, if someone comes in here to bully and then they get a little bit of that in return, I think it's fair. There ain't no high road up in this bitch. This isn't a liberal community. It's so funny because, like, so much of the conservative grievances unironically revolves around, like, not getting respect from the left. Like, they literally want to be pieces of shit and then have people like myself go, oh my God, sir, you're so terrifying. You're so scary. Why do you say those things? I secretly think you're in the right, but I can't say it because I'm too afraid of my audience or some shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, they want to be pieces of shit, and it's not enough that they get to be pieces of shit. It's not enough that they get Donald Trump to be the president and you know, deliver on most of his campaign promises, maybe not that stuff, you know. And then, like, simultaneously, you can have to be like, oh, you should die. I hope the police shoot you. And then we turn around and we're like, you're a loser who weirdly fetishizes black people for no reason and is terrified of your own shadow. And people go, oh, why did you bully that guy? He put that shit out there himself. There is no world, there is no reality where you can, like, walk into a diner and behave like this and not expect some retaliation. So why the fuck is that any different here? I treat you seriously like a human being. What is this soy-ass behavior? He has a message in that stream. I wouldn't feel safe with Hasan and crew there. Why does he think you would know who he is outside? Wait, what? That's what he said? He's fantasizing about me doing violence to him too? That's so weird. That's so strange, man. Bro, some of you chatters need to stop. One of you found his wedding photo, bro. What are you doing? Okay, that's not, I don't need to see that. That's crazy. Okay, dial it back, chatters. Jesus Christ. That's crazy. Anyway, at least they were nice enough to cut out his wife from the picture. Unless he did that after the divorce. I don't know, but...
Enigma. I imagine he's used words that are close. If AI cannot find reference to the word enigma in all of Donald Trump's communiques over the roll 212.
I'm first, Carson's second. Now, Carson's an enigma to me. Carson's an enigma.
He knows the word.
No, he actually loud. Look at this. This is so sad. Trump coaches Republicans to say Obama cheated on the election every time they're asked about Epstein. Oh my Lord, he is so dude.
Remember, don't let them forget. It's so important. Obama cheated on the election. Look, the camera just went off. Obama, the red light just went off. Can you believe these people, how bad they are? Obama cheated. When they give you all the nonsense, Obama cheated. And
I thought he was talking about, did we watch
his
this
people cheated, but he was there. You ever hear this? They talk about, if they ever even mention it, they never mention his name. Just the opposite with me. But they only mention my name. They don't mention any of you guys. They don't mention Tom. They don't mention Steve. They don't mention our great speaker. They mention Trump all the time. I'd like to have them mention you. But remember this, Obama cheated on the election. And we have it cold.
Wait, Obama cheated on the election, but you won. What election is he talking about? He's won the election that Obama could have cheated on. That was 2 elections ago. You won that election. What does he mean Obama cheated on the election? Like, is he talking about 2016? Wait, he's saying Obama cheated on the 2020 election? How would Obama have any power to do anything? Why would it be Obama that's cheating on the 2020 election? No, Obama cheated to defeat Hillary and elect Trump. I think he means in 2016, right? Like, that's what he's got to be talking about. Unless he means like Obama cheated to win in 2008 or something, like, or 2012. No, I don't think so.
Hard, blue, and it's getting even more so because the stuff that's coming in is not even believable. So, and you should mention that every time they give you a question that's not appropriate. Just say, oh, by the way, Obama cheated on the election. You'll watch the camera turn off instantly.
The fuck? That's crazy. That's terrible. I mean, he won the election that Obama could have cheated on in 2016. So what does he know? How could Obama have cheated on the 2020 election? I don't understand that, because he wasn't president at that point. And the last time Obama could have cheated, Trump won that election. So is the argument that like Obama cheated, but he still won? Like, that's how good he is? Is that what it is? Obama had sex with a different election. This feels like, yeah, see, I'm telling you, look, he's accusing Barack Obama of treason over the 2016 election claims. Like, that's it. That's not, Chad, that's 2016. Which, again, doesn't really make sense because he won that election. So what is the argument? He won. Like, let's say Barack Obama did not want Donald Trump to be president, and he was up to his old tricks, okay? Old Hussein Obama, you know, doing Muslim tricks because he is African Muslim and a socialist communist, okay? He still won the election. It was too big to rig, baby. Like, what are we talking about? So how could he have done anything in the 2020 election? It's pretty funny to think that he's still mad about like not winning the popular vote in 2016 against Hillary Clinton, even though he already won the popular vote this time around.
And Trump has accurately used it in a sentence. Extra credit. Is there any other exculpatory evidence?
The Wall Street Journal, they got the following on-the-record quote from Trump that said in part, "I never wrote a picture in my life." He then doubled down on his social media platform, posting, "I don't draw pictures."
Yes! Donald Trump neither writes pictures, which, as the experts will tell you, are the 2 leading causes of pictures. Obviously, that's not something you can probably search in AI. The only way you could disprove is with literal evidence of Donald's doodles.
Trump in 2008 in his book recalled donating an autographed doodle every year to charity.
Here is a drawing of the New York City skyline, signed by Donald Trump in golden ink.
What building in New York City has pubic hair? I'm sorry. Pubic hair. Pubic hair! Oh, pubic hair! I guess this makes Donald Trump just another world leader we wish had just stuck with art.
Good one. Okay, fair. It's a good one.
No. Tell your friends. Look, I do have to say, it is a little troubling to me that Team Trump's talking points are, he doesn't even know that word, or he can't draw, and not Why would anyone think he would write a creepy letter to a pedophile? I guess that's because Trump bragged about busting into the dressing rooms at Miss Universe contests and was accused of busting into the dressing room at Miss Teen USA pageants and told a couple of 14-year-olds he'd be dating them in 2 years. Yeah, and then there's this.
Do you think you could now be banging 24-year-olds?
Oh, absolutely. I have no trouble.
Would you do it?
I have no problem.
Yeah, do you have an age limit, or would you?
No, I have no age. I mean, I have an age. I don't want to be like
upper bracket,
Foley with 12-year-olds.
I'm not a creep. I just want to make it clear. That is what he's admitting to when he knows he's being recorded.
Wait, he told a 14-year-old he'd in 2 years, like as in 16. So what is it? Is it 16? Is that his lower limit? In this circumstance, he says, like, I don't want to be like that congressperson and, get caught with 12-year-olds. So the only number that is left here is either 13, 14, 15, or 16. We know he has said he's open to the 16. It seems like his lower limit is 16. Like, if I'm being charitable to Donald Trump here, it was 2 14-year-olds.
Literally, you're sitting in a studio with a giant sign that says, on air. And you're like, 12 would be just too much. Come on. Maybe it's a lot easier to argue over doodles and vocabulary than to have to confront whether a letter like this lines up with Donald Trump's character. They don't want people asking if the person who'd send a doodle to Jeffrey Epstein was also the type of person that would have said this in a deposition.
When you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything. Grab them by the pussy. You can do anything. That's what you said, correct?
Well, historically, that's true with stars.
It's true with stars that they can grab women by the pussy?
Well, if you look over the last million years, I guess that's been largely true. Not always, but largely true. Unfortunately or fortunately.
Guy's such an enigma. Again, I just want to point out here. Under oath, fortunately or unfortunately, under oath, he doesn't take a position on whether the coerced pussy grabbing is fortunate or unfortunate. None of this looks good. And as the temperature rises on the unanswered questions about Donald Trump's relationship with Jeffrey Epstein, the Trump administration was forced to respond.
Breaking news. Moments ago, the Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, releasing the 230,000 files.
Oh, my God. That's from this afternoon. It worked. The incessant public pressure, mainly from, I'll give credit, the MAGA base, has finally forced Trump's hand. Let's hear what's in those files.
230,000 files related to the assassination of Martin Luther King Jr.
Dude, if we keep pressing him on the Epstein stuff, we might get like new discoveries about 9/11. He's going to slowly work. He's going to slowly keep working his way up. Like we might get some real shit out of this administration. Like actually, just to get the Epstein stink off of him. Yeah, it feels like now we are the ones who are using the blackmail to our advantage, okay? Just like every day we're like, Mr. President, Medicare for all, and we forget, okay? Just saying, a little bit of Medicare for all, Mr. President, and we forget this Epstein thing. We let bygones be bygones, baby. I will forget so fast, your head will spin, okay? Just saying, dude. Imagine we use the Epstein blackmail that he's afraid of releasing to pressure him on shit like that. It's like, Mr. President, time to arrest some billionaires, okay? Time to put some, okay? I'm just saying. Little student loan debt forgiveness sounds real good. Damn, I might have amnesia. All of a sudden, I've forgotten about what involvement? What was the guy's name? Famous New York financier? Amnesty for all migrants, you say? Sounds good to me.
Epstein killed Martin Luther King Jr.? What the? Why are you releasing that? What? All right, obviously those are different files. Anything else?
This happened today. AG Bawdy released files.
Yes. This is all happening today. What's in those files?
Related to the FBI's handling of the investigation into Hillary Clinton's use of a private email server.
Oh, good. Finally, we'll get to know the truth about Hillary's private email island. As the Epstein missile heads towards the fuselage, look at Trump firing off countermeasures from Air Force One, like Rooster and Maverick in Top Gun. Maverick, sir, we got a bogey at 5 o'clock. Hillary Clinton's emails. They're still closing, sir. Cuckoosh, Martin Luther King's files. Cuckoosh, cuckoosh. Sir, we're out of files. Surely it's curtains. Wait, I've still got one more trick up me sleeve. Boys, it's been an honor serving with you. Here we go.
Trump threatens to restrict the stadium deal with the Washington Commanders if they don't change their name back to the Redskins.
Are you kidding me? You know, they always say liberals are condescending to MAGA. I cannot think of anything more condescending than the way Trump treats MAGA. Oh, you want to know more about how the super rich are trafficking underage girls with impunity? Would you still want to know if I let you use an outdated slur for Native Americans? I guess in Trump's mind, he doesn't have to keep his promises to MAGA as long as he continues to attack the people that MAGA hates. That's his get-out-of-jail-free card. Trump believes he has immunity as long as he remains a petty tyrant, demanding only liberal institutions surrender to his whims. And what's crazy is liberal institutions have.
Columbia University is bowing to President Trump's demands.
ABC News settling a defamation suit with President Trump, paying out $15 million.
Oh, I hate this shit so much. I hate this shit. There's nothing more disgraceful than like all these liberals rolling over and showing their belly to this rapacious tyrant, this petty moron. It makes me so goddamn mad. They're like, yeah, okay, sure, sir. Please stop hitting us. It is disgusting. Throw them on the trash.
Collected a big check and $25 million from Meta.
A powerful law firm is caving to growing pressure from the Trump administration.
The president pressuring two more law firms, and they have relented.
Wilkie Farr and Gallagher became the latest major law firm to enter into one of these settlements with the White House.
Really? Wilkie Farr and Gallagher? We know Gallagher wouldn't put up a fight. And Farr was always a coward. But this episode has long last brought shame to the proud name.
Like, this kind of stuff is adding insult to injury because these guys did not have to cave, okay? Like, there is no reason for Harvard to even capitulate to the initial demands being made, which they did, and then they fought back. There was no reason for Columbia to ever cave or capitulate to the Trump administration and just like tarnish whatever remained of their reputation. There's no reason for any of these law firms to do so. They were so cowardly. And the only thing they did was embolden, galvanize Trump. They basically gave him more confidence to keep demanding more. Guys like this need a strong fight. They need opposition. And then they back away. That's the whole point of Taco Trump, is that when there's enough fuss, they just take a step back. At least Paramount has a kind of selfish bullshit reason. Yeah, I mean, Paramount is disgusting for what they did because they want the merger to go through. But even then, god damn, how much super profits do you want?
Name of Wilkie. Oh, Wilkie. Not since John Wilkie Booth assassinated Abraham Lincoln. Too soon? But since we're on the topic of corporate capitulation to the whims of a pussy-grabbing enigma, last week, as you may have heard, CBS, which happens to have the same parent company as the network this program currently airs on, unceremoniously canceled The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. And yes, in this case, I'll allow it. Now, obviously, I am certainly not the most objective to comment on this matter. Many of you may or may not know, Stephen and I worked together on this very program. Together from 1999 through 2005.
The Stephen Colbert thing is actually interesting because on the one hand, I do think that he's washed and it was a disgrace what he turned into after years and years of dedicated good comedy on the Colbert Report. I would say so far as like that the Colbert Report from a comedic perspective was better than the Daily Show. And I say this as someone who was a major Daily Show fan when I was growing up. I've talked about Jon Stewart's influence on my development. I'm unashamed, okay? Despite the fact that I am not a liberal, I readily admit that, okay? Having said that, like Stephen Colbert became this mediocre mouthpiece for liberalism when he went on network television with The Late Show. But the reason why he's getting axed is not because it was too costly an enterprise. The reason why he's getting axed is because they're changing trajectory. You're going too left here, babe. Wait, what? What are you saying? I don't know, man. His show was losing $40 million a year. So much of television is like that, though. It's just, he tried to be the face of Democratic media right as the Democrats totally fell out of favor. I don't know if that's the only reason why they're axing him.
Changed.
Like, what are we talking about? CBS is literally paying Barry Weiss $250 million. You think Barry Weiss is a more valuable entity than Stephen Colbert? Stephen Colbert is a household name. Barry Weiss is a charlatan. What the fuck are we talking about? It's Hollywood accounting to say, oh, it cost $40 million. His show was costing too much money. It's bullshit. It's literally bullshit.
And then Stephen began our sister program, The Colbert Report, also on Comedy Central. A show which in my mind, if I may, a show which in my mind remains...
Yeah, CBS fired the head of 60 Minutes for criticizing Israel, and they're trying to merger with Discovery. And they absolutely are making a active, deliberate right-wing heel turn here. And ironically enough, they're following other channels that tried to do that unsuccessfully, like CNN. They're trying to do that unsuccessfully, following the pivot that you saw from even MSNBC or Skydance. I don't know. They're trying to do a merger. I forget what they're trying to do a merger with, but it literally has failed. Right-wing pivoting has failed, okay? It has only hemorrhaged viewership. Skydance, not Discovery. Media companies are all kissing the ring, kissing Donald Trump's ring at a time when if they wanted like genuine eyeballs and to bring back attention to network television, cable, which obviously is already a failed enterprise. Too much diversity of media. It's impossible to keep eyeballs focused on this old, antiquated, outdated version, outdated mode. But it's like crazy that these guys are just tanking what remains of their loyal fan base with the hopes that they could bring on some right-wingers to watch their TV shows when they're not. And Barry Weiss is the last person that's going to be able to do that anyway. If you actually want people to watch, if you want right-wingers to watch, hire right-wingers. Hire Tucker Carlson. I hate to give you advice, CBS, but just hire Tucker Carlson then. Like, if I were to put my hat on as a media executive, okay, I'm putting my media executive hat on. I'm thinking I'm doing a right-wing pivot. Why the f would I hire Barry Weiss? She has no organic following. Nobody gives a shit about her. Okay, I would hire Tucker Carlson. I would hire all of the rapist sex pests that Fox News has actually fired and talk about how I'm doing that because I'm giving them a second chance because we hate cancel culture around these parts. You know, CBS stands for Canceled Broadcasting Service.
To this day, one of the most astounding accomplishments in satirical television, rendering a fictional character in real time 4 nights a week. For 10 years, so seamlessly, many viewers believed him to be the boorish, high-status idiot he was portraying. They were heady times, my friends. We were 2 pretty good-sized fish in a reasonably small, basic cable pond. Both of our shows reached an inflection point in 2015. Stephen chose to challenge himself by seeing if he could succeed the legendary David Letterman in, quite frankly, a much bigger pond. than the one he and I had been swimming in. And I quit. I quit.
Yeah, he did too. He did too. I know he's your homie and you're glazing him, but he did too. He quit as well. As a matter of fact, it would have been better if he quit instead of doing this disgraceful act as he became this puppet.
Stephen challenged himself. I passed away. Stephen challenged his abilities in the biggest field you could, and I literally went to a farm upstate. It's true. He did it. I didn't. And if I may, watching Stephen exceed all expectations.
John has become a puppet too? Nah, he's just committed to his ways. That's the difference. I don't think Jon Stewart is a puppet or anything. I think he is honest. You might disagree with him, but I think those are his genuine opinions. I don't think he shelters his, I don't think he ever hides his true opinions on anything, especially if you listen to his like podcast snippets and shit. Like he's pretty on it. There's just a limit to his ideology. Look, El Sayed on yesterday, Dr. Abdul El Sayed, he's running for Senate in Michigan. But there's a limitation to guys like this, okay? No matter how honest or earnest they are, there is a limit to their ideology, okay? That's why when I said it's capitalism, he said, no, it's corporatism. I'm sure many of you picked up on that, okay? And it's the same for someone like Jon Stewart. Like, Jon Stewart will never take that next step. He just won't. It's never going to happen. Bernie Sanders is never not going to be a liberal Zionist. It is what it is, you know? That's it. They're older. They're committed to their worldview, their vision. It's going to be difficult. No, that's not true. He's very progressive. No, I know. He's a lot more progressive than he even lets on his show. I never said Jon Stewart is not progressive. He is. Jon Stewart also talks about Israel in very similar ways that I do on his podcast. He does not talk about Israel in very similar ways that I do on his show. To the extent that is like permissible, Jon Stewart has always been a major critic of Israel, but I think that's the only thing that he maybe moderates his perspective on when he's on television as opposed to when he's on his own podcast, when he's on a longer extended format. I've listened to him talk about Israel on a less restrictive format. Kyrie wants to interview with you? Kyrie Irving? Are you serious? Shut up. Shut up. No, you're memeing, right? Are you being serious? When? I have to get a haircut right now, but I will do it. Yes. I have so many of his shoes. You don't understand. Are you faking? Are you being serious? Are you being real? Stop. Chatter, answer me right now. Is this a bait? Don't hurt my feelings. One, he wants to interview pro-Palestine people. Did he say he wants to interview me? Or did he say he just wants to interview pro-Palestine people and you thought, oh, I'll just go in and excite HasanAbi Piker for no reason? Man. Yo, dog, LeBron wants to talk. Shut the fuck up. At least with Kyrie is like plausible. He's linked up with a lot of content creators that I know, and that's oh, Dua Lipa wants to link up. Okay, stop. Yo, President Xi is on the phone. Yo, Wemby wants to talk to you about Mao. My heart can only take so much. You motherfuckers are bad. Okay, I have to go. I literally have to go. I'm not